Alaska. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning here in the Matanuska Susitna Valley in Alaska. And since we are going for a drive, I figured I would show you guys as much as I can. Now, bear with me. This is actually the first time I've used this dash cam in the way that I have chosen to use it. It's attached to my mirror. Um, I don't, I try not to respond to comments because one, I can't see them, and two, I shouldn't be seeing them. So, with that being said, we are going on a drive. I want to go out to I think I'm going to go for a little bit of a longer drive, and we're going to go to the Matanuska River this afternoon. So we're going to get headed in that direction. Now, this is the Parks Highway, also known, I believe, as Route 1, because there's only two or three highways in this state. So this is the way to go. The only way to go. And I drive it every single day. If you live anywhere in the Mat-Su Valley, you're going to be driving this highway. Especially if you drive any more than probably 10 minutes away from your work. If you are within 5 minutes of your work, you're probably not going to jump on the highway, but you may still be jumping on the highway because a lot of us live just right off of it. And the towns and communities, they're strange. They're spread out, but then they're clustered. So if you go 20 minutes, you're going to hit another town. Go 20 minutes, you're going to hit another town. I'm always commuting to Anchorage, Alaska, which is 50 miles from my house, so it takes more like 45 minutes. But my job really is only 15 minutes from my house. Now, coming up on this bridge, which is something I normally don't get to capture because I'm driving, is the mountain range right here. And there's no pull-offs for this spot. So, like, unless I want to get out and walk on this bridge, I cannot get that view over there without, without being able to get out and walk, really. Because it's too dangerous to stop on the highway, and even to put my camera out there, it'd be too much. And then now they just upgraded that bridge, so now it's split, so it's also to where I wouldn't be able to just come back and be on the other side and grab it either. So I have been putting together some more 360 videos to upload later, but I am having issues because I don't have the proper programming to always do the best with the 360 cameras, so it makes me a little nervous to put them up. But I'm going to get over that here real quick because I'm going to have more 360 videos that I know what to do with, and I'm going to start just putting it up. Here's another view of the mountains that you can see from the drive. We are in the valley, so technically we are surrounded on all sides by mountains. Can't always see them just because of the vantage points, but they are there. And that's why I've been over this winter trying to figure out where I could take shots that get the best view for my subscribers, because you guys are the ones who asked for more Alaska stuff, which I am more than happy to give you guys, because it's beautiful, and it is amazing here. Today it's only 8 degrees so far, but with this amount of clouds, it could easily go up to 30 degrees and then possibly start snowing this afternoon even. In Alaska, we want clouds. A clear, beautiful day means a freezing cold day at this time of year. But it can shift in a day too. Like yesterday it was crisp and clear. Today it is cloudy. Oh, and then this is one of the better views of the mountains. This is coming right in. This is the stoplight that would be considered. You are now in Wasilla, Alaska. Yay! So everything to our left and right is now considered Wasilla, Alaska, and it's relatively big. The Matanuska Valley, though spread out over hundreds of miles, has an average of 100,000 people. The Anchorage Bowl, they call it a bowl, uh, has about 3 to 400,000 people, and that's the biggest hub in Alaska, uh, next to Fairbanks, Alaska, and Wasilla. You might hear about Juneau, but I don't know the statistics on Juneau, so I don't know how big they are, but they're not uh, as big as these ones that are along the highway, because Juneau, you literally have to take a boat, I think, or a plane to get to Juneau. There is no land access from Anchorage or the surrounding areas to be able to get to Juneau. They've just never put road system in. It would be too costly. And as strange as it sounds, for a town that you can't even get to, they are our state capital. A lot of debate has gone on whether Anchorage should become the capital, or even Willow, Alaska, which is halfway between where we're at right now and where Fairbanks is. Well, it might not be halfway. It's more like on this end of the trip, because Fairbanks from here is about a 6 to 8 hour drive. So I'm working on spiffing up my extracurricular knowledge of Alaska so I can give you guys some interesting factoids. But living here is just beautiful, and it is quiet. It has gained so many more people in the last couple of years, but it still has that quiet hometown feeling to it. And in the summer, it gets packed because we have all the wonderful tourists that come up. And it's amazing. Like, I want to go down to Seward, Alaska for the 4th of July event, because that is when a town of normally occupancy being 3,000 people on average goes to a city of 20,000 people in a matter of one weekend, because not only is there 4th of July in Seward, but there is also what is known as the Mountain Man Race, and they literally race up a mountain. Now we're going to turn up here, and we're going to go down these back roads here a little bit, because I like the back roads. They're actually somewhat faster, but they're very beautiful. And it's funny because it's so gray out, but it's got a beauty to it that is unlike any other. And I know that someone said hello, so I'm not sure, but hello. Like I said earlier, I am not answering comments today because we are in transit. I don't do that. I try to really just not pay attention to the camera and what's going on with it, but I will be descriptive about what's going on, where we're at. This is Nelson Avenue. It links up with Lucille. Beautiful. The park is to our left. Schools are to our right. There's a school up here on the left in a little bit, but we are driving out towards the mountains in this direction, but these are not the mountains that we are going to be headed to. We're actually going to be headed out to the Matanuska Susitna River, which, if you want to look up, you can. It's a very well-known point in Palmer, Alaska, and it's right up by the mountains. And I don't know if I posted it. It depends. It may have been on my Snap, but it may have also been on here a little bit too. And that's also why I'm trying to do the YouTube more, because I have I think great stories, but I have a lot of content that, because it disappears on Snap, I like to release it on Snap, but it is so much better when I can show it on YouTube, because then I can record the full time, and you can edit down what you want to edit and all that stuff. So as you guys follow me in my journey on YouTube, you can also follow me on Snap, because that's a lot more of the behind the scenes, unedited, raw, and uncut. Well, except for every 60 seconds. um, and you know, something that it's gonna seem silly, but I don't always know which mountain ranges are which. However, if we were to take the route that would go straight into those mountains that are dead ahead of us, we would be going into the area known as Hatcher's Pass, which, if you travel with Willow, Alaska, and they have, there's a Wasilla Hatcher's Pass side and a Willow Hatcher's Pass side. And in the summer, we've gone up a couple times up there, so if you watched my Snap at all, you may have seen some of that. But I am excited to be going up hopefully soon before the snow goes away. I'd love to go to as far as I can of it. They closed down certain areas of the pass in the winter, so it's actually, well, unpassable. But so you can only go so far up it in the winter. But I want to go up. We probably will go sledding at some point. But yeah, going sledding on a giant mountain like that, that's the coolness. That's something that most people in the world don't get to say that they do, or they travel long distances to be able to do. So we only have to travel about 20 minutes from where I live. As of recently, they have decided that we need roundabouts in this state. So there's roundabouts all over this route, which personally I felt we were doing okay with, you know, four-way stops and stuff. But I suppose that as the population rises, this is the better way to do it. You know, I got a negative opinion about roundabouts because when they first came up, they were stupid. And then there's one on a road in Anchorage called Dowling, and it is too small for the massive level of constant flow of traffic that the roundabout has to take on. I had a friend's kid in the car one time, and we were driving to what's called Bouncing Bears, which for us in Alaska, that is a a bouncy castle amusement place for kids, you know. And I swore I was gonna die, and I swore that if I didn't die, I was gonna end up in a wreck, and my poor friend's kiddo was gonna die because of this roundabout. That once you're in queue for a roundabout, you can't get out of the queue for the roundabout. So you gotta kind of like hope and pray and jump out when you hope that it's time. And I am a very cautious driver. Like, I might be driving and filming and talking, but I pay so much attention to driving. I do not like to do unsafe things. It's scary when you have to jump out into a roundabout that could be just as dangerous as doing anything else. But these ones out here, we don't have enough flow of traffic to make me feel as nervous about. So I've really gotten used to them. And again, I apologize for the shakiness of the camera, but the position of where it's at is actually the best, so it doesn't fall down or lose its positioning staring out the window. And I hope that the window is just clean enough that it's not too terrible. But I want, as I go with doing these lives, I do want to say that I highly appreciate you guys. Without you, I would never have made it to 200 subscribers, because we may be at 199, but in a day or two, we're going to be at 200. Unless it's today after this live stream. Who knows? But I wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys, and I so appreciate it. So we're coming up on an intersection that's called Wasilla Fishhook Road, and it is, we are actually crossing it on Selden Road. The Wasilla Fishhook is where you would go up to the Hatcher's Pass area. Now, the neat thing is that there's also a Palmer Fishhook, because Palmer Fishhook and Wasilla Fishhook, well, they hook up. And so we might be able to travel maybe that way. That could be cool. And right now we're looking straight dead on to the mountains. It's so beautiful. And it just snowed in the last couple days. So, of course, the mountains are crisp and beautiful and clear. And we've just got a fantastic view. So, I want to make sure that I am giving my subscribers what they are interested in. I have the Matt's Cold Lunch, yay! It's all edited, yay! It's scheduled, yay! So it's going to release this Saturday night. So if you're looking to see what crazy Alaskans are doing in the middle of the winter and want to see a whole bunch of crazy people jump into the middle of the Wasilla Lake, go watch my video on Saturday. It's going to be pretty good. I've got a Thrifting Thursday, which so far the feedback I've been getting from the Thrifting Thursdays has been mostly positive. So I love doing them. It's kind of like me and my husband's date night. So I'm going to continue doing them as long as people are liking them. And they're kind of my midweek show. So obviously Thursdays, Thrifting Thursdays. And then I'm trying to go to more and more Alaska events. And as the season gears up, there's also going to be more events happening. We did go to the Fur Rendezvous fur trade auctions and the start of the Iditarod. I missed the ceremonial start, sadly, but I did get some video of some of the mushing dogs, so that's good. But I've got over 3 hours of vlogging video to edit and put up, including, it would be 6 if you count the fact that I have both 360 and I have the regular filming, because we did both the whole day walking around downtown. So as I go, I don't know if I just want to edit it all out and down, or if I should split it into a couple of themed videos. I think that's what I'm going to be going towards, because there's the running of the reindeer, there's all the shopping downtown that we got to go do, and then there was different animals that, you know, everybody's dogs, because it's such a 4-dog event. Anybody who says that the Iditarod is horrible and that these dogs are being tortured, they're lying. They have no idea what it's like to be a musher dog owner. I've grown up around them and near them, and those dogs get ran every day. They love it. They are biting at the chain to be able to go and do what they love and train for. And so I was very proud to be able to go to our historical Iditarod ceremonial start, even though I missed the start. It was still, it's the big party. Everybody comes out, and and that's another one I can break it up into, is costumes of the Fur Ronde, because there was so many people in costumes of all kinds. It was so fun. I even saw a Snapchat dancing wiener. Yay! Oh my goodness. So, and actually the Snapchat dancing wiener was running in the running of the reindeer. So that was really cool. We also got to see a Trexton in Alaska, you know, the T-Rex guys. That was pretty cool. Young gal got to walk around town all day in a Trex suit. That's pretty awesome. So I've got quite a few things to edit through and go through. It's a lot of content and a lot of work. So, but I'm excited, and I'm excited to bring it to you guys, because you're who want it, and I love giving it. So, um, we're passing the Elks Lodge in on our journey. Oh, and I think, okay, so Selden eventually turns into Bogard without changing roads. So even though we've trekked along here and stayed on this path, it has actually turned into Bogard, either already or coming up. The signs aren't always the greatest, so being able to tell you isn't always everything. um, and we just get closer and closer to those mountains, and the shots just get better and better. And I'm excited to go do some 360 shots out there today by the river, and see, walk around Palmer a little bit maybe. I can't wait to see how this channel just continues to grow and turn out, because there's so many things that people do here that is just a little different than everywhere else. And it's just an amazing place. It's kind of silly, but you know, you forget when you live in a place how amazing it is. And as I've gone through, starting with the Snapchat, I found a new passion of showing my home state. I love it. I always loved where I live, but I have never had such a passion for showing it. Never had really friends from out of state, and so now I have reason and want to show. So this is the roundabout for Trunk Road, which if you took Trunk Road to the left, you could hook up, I believe, back with Fishhook. And then if you take Trunk Road to the right, you actually end up, oh, and I think we're accidentally taking the one to the right. Oops. I'm still learning this roundabout. This one shoves you off. Oh, but look at that mountain. We could drive this way a little bit. No, we don't want to see the mountains, do we? Never. um, that's okay. It's now, so Trunk Road, the way that we're going right now, would hook us up with the Matanuska Susitna Valley UAA, which is University of Alaska Anchorage, but we have the Mat-Su campus, and you would go on this road to not only go to there, but it also connects up back to the Parks Highway 1. We've actually gone completely around Wasilla without even going into Wasilla, except for that brief part that we were in. But we're going to take a left up here on Palmer Wasilla Highway and go into Palmer. Personally, I don't like taking this route because they added too many stop lights, but they did not decrease the speed limit. So everybody's going 55 and then stop, 55 and then stop. And personally, I think it should be 45 if you're going to have stoplights as if it was a town. If you're having a stoplight every couple blocks or whatever they consider a block for Alaska, then I think that they should have adjusted the speed limit, because this is no longer a fast highway. It never was. It always has gotten a reputation for having accidents on it, and it's just not. I don't think it should be a 55 mile per hour highway. So you see how fast people are going through the intersections and stuff. Oh. The sun's just barely trying to peek through. I don't know if the clouds will lift or if we'll end up getting clouds all day and snow. The rumors have been snow. So again, I appreciate everyone, and I really want to have feedback. I want to know suggestions on what they'd like to see. Would you like to see more Alaskan art? Because I like doing the art walks. And I would like, in the long run, I would love to go and interview different artists and be able to have artist interviews on this channel as well. So we don't have, I won't say that we don't have a lot of museums, but we have a lot of small museums because there's so much long-term history to this state that it's not the same setup where you would have one big museum. We do have the Museum of Anchorage, but we also have the Native Art Museum. We have the Paige Gerthy Museum. We have the Transportation Museum, which I did feature on my Snapchat one last summer. So this year, I'd love to be able to get it and actually put it up on YouTube. I mean, I could take the footage from Snapchat and I could edit it and put it up, but then it would be the vertical video on YouTube, and everybody seems to have a huge problem with that instead of focusing on the fact that there's great content. Even if I put stuff on the sides of the screen, I feel like some people would still not appreciate it the same. So, fine. I do what I want, but at the same time, I will conform to the wants and wishes of the format of the screen. And my hardest thing with Snap is I always want to do some sideways videos, especially of the mountains. Nobody wants to see vertical videos of mountains. Everybody wants to see the horizontal. I mean, look at how big and beautiful that mountain is right there. Beautiful, and I see it every single day. It's an amazing sight and vantage point. And the nice thing is if you come to Alaska, even if you per se came for 3 days, let's say 3 days, you could do a lot of activities in 3 days and pack it in. Because if I could go on a weekend adventure to Seward and be back in Anchorage by the end of the weekend, tourists do it all the time, and they have more set up and more plans. So it's definitely something that is worth coming up here. Because even if you can only come up for a weekend, there is plenty to do. This drive from my house is only a 20 to 30 minute drive. So, and I live 45 minutes from Anchorage, and then it would be, if you came straight from Anchorage to where we're going, it'd be about an hour and 20 minutes. And you could go hiking, because there's actually a mountain up here. It's a small mountain, but it is a mountain. I don't know what this guy thinks he's doing, but he's not. I don't know what that was. He didn't know where he was going. See that? There's so many people that don't know where they're going. Just have no clue. So, anyway, there's a smaller mountain that you can hike up here in Palmer. It's called Butte, B-U-T-T-E, Butte, the butt of Alaska. But it's a nice day walk, hike. So for you hikers out there who want a little bit of a challenge, but you could also make it up if you weren't in the best of hiking shape. I started hiking it when I was 16 in Jonsport, and my teacher would take a class of 30 students, all teenage age, and take them up to go hike the Butte. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful walk. And it's hard to go up it sometimes, and there's a hard way and an easy way, and I think I've always taken the hard way up, not realizing that it's the hard way. And so now I like going up the hard way, so why would I go up the other way? But you can go up one way and come down the other. And then if you plan it right, or you have the right people with you, you can have a car waiting for you on the other side to take you back to your other vehicle. That's the best. I think there's a guy, the last time I went up, there was a guy that he said he hikes it every single day. And I'm like, that is crazy, but awesome. And welcome you hear anything about Alaska, you're going to hear a lot about this. Even the state troopers are always talking about Palmer, Alaska. Homegrown feeling. Alaska's known for their homegrown Alaska. I even have a shirt. Everybody has a homegrown Alaska shirt. You should have a homegrown Alaska shirt. Even though you're not homegrown. I think they also have, like transplant Alaska t-shirts. But we have a lot of different things. I think I also want to do some swag bags here. You guys want some free swag? Anybody want free swag? Alaska swag? I'm also working on what we could do to support this channel, because as I continue to do this, I would love to go to more and more events. Like, we also went to the train ride to Hurricane Gulch this last week. Again, we vlogged the whole entire way, so I have much video to edit. So one of the things that you can do if you'd like to support the channel is obviously like and share the videos, because that is free. Smash that like button. I gotta get used to saying that more and more. I know I say it in my introductions, my exits of my main videos, but I need to be saying it during live. And definitely share it out. Share it, because I love connecting with the community. I love talking to my community, and it's just fun. And I love doing all this. I love it. Can I say I love it anymore? So see, now we've turned and you can see that there's more mountains. And we're just going to take a nice little drive through the town. It's a slow town. It's like 25 miles per hour or less in town. And the Palmer troopers will get you. They will absolutely get you. So I got a lot of plans for the future, and I want to make coffee mugs. I think I want to put the tiny planets on them. I think that would be a great thing. I also kind of thought about getting enough tiny planets over this next year to make calendars. I know everybody uses their phones for calendars these days, but there is something about having a real calendar with beautiful pictures. And I was thinking that the tiny planets would do well on calendars, and they would do well on mugs. I can't decide if I want to put my logo, like a little logo in the bottom right corner, or just leave them completely blank. So feedback is great. Let me know. Feedback, comment below. And now we are leaving Palmer, and we are heading to the Matanuska River. And it flows out of the Matanuska Glacier, which is another trip that we could go on another day. I won't take this vehicle that far, but this is a nice little route that we can travel most days if we choose. And there's a lot of farmland. Palmer's known for being farmland. I want to take a right here real quick. Maybe we'll get another nice view of these mountains over here. I'm just going to take a side detour and then probably turn around and come back. And I hope that you guys enjoy these driving Alaska videos. I could talk all day. But I love being able to drive out here and show different aspects of my world in Alaska. Or maybe we'll get out past these buildings, be able to see a really nice picture of the mountain there. Hope you guys love this. It's just such glory, you know. And throughout the year, the other reason I like doing the Driving Alaska is because it changes every day. The look of the mountains. The sky outside changes how we perceive the mountains so much that it is just an incredible change. And one day it's bright, crisp, cold, beautiful. Another day it's gray, but there's no haze going on. So even though it's gray in the background, it really frames out those mountains. So let's see. This is the Palmer, Alaska Municipal Airport. Weird. I have not driven out here before. Oh, and we got people behind us. We're going slow. Can we go out here? Is this okay? I'm also willing to find out if we're allowed places. I don't know. Oh, how beautiful. Oh, authorized vehicles only. So we are going to get a nice pan. And then we're going to turn around. And we're going to go back. Because the last thing I want to do is get in trouble. But there you go. You got a nice little pan, and maybe I can use that later. I'll have to come out here and take some 360s, because that's a really great view right there. I'm glad I drove down this road. That's another thing. Doing this, I have been driving down roads that I would never have driven down before. I had a friend a long time ago that we used to just drive around and look at the houses. Just look at all the houses, both the old, the new, everything. If it was a house, we went and looked at it. And that's something else that I've been playing around with, maybe how to live in Alaska as far as finding a good place to rent or own, you know, what the prices are going to look like, what your finance is going to look like, because even though I encourage traveling to Alaska, if you are going to move to Alaska, you really need to understand the dynamics of how it is to live here. And I don't mean just cold. I mean housing, medical, food, travel, car maintenance. There's so many things about the driving and the living and how much you're going to pay for, you know, your heating bill, because something might look great. You might look like, oh, we have, so this is officially, we're going back onto what is called the Old Glen Highway, and it was bypassed, and so now it still connects with Butte, Alaska, but it's less traveled because it used to be the highway, but now it's not, but it's still pretty commonly traveled. But yeah, so there's a lot of potential things that we could do, and then this is the Matanuska River Park, and the cemetery is also right near there. So in the summer, we might have to go check that out as well. And we are coming up on the river now, real quick. That was a good short little detour. So yeah, I just kind of want feedback from my fans and supporters and subscribers on what kinds of things can I also add to this channel that would be of value and help it grow, and that you guys would enjoy. Because I mean, I can show anything of Alaska, anything that I like, but I want to make sure that you guys are getting what you can out of it. Now, what I was talking about deciding on my merch or any of that stuff is, I was saying we got to go on the train ride to Hurricane Gulch, and that was fantastic, and we got so so much footage and some beautiful shots and just gorgeous. But it was an expensive drive. So, or train ride. So it was very important that we have the ability to have the funding to go and do these trips. So, oh, so okay, so since we're parked, I got to look at the comments, and I just want to say hello to Katie because I didn't get to say hello while we were driving because we're being good. I would love to go to Vancouver. Let me just say it. I would love to go to Vancouver. But again, as I was just saying, right now we only have as much income as I do, and so I do a lot of the free things that you could do in Alaska, the things that don't cost anything. So I do a lot of the driving Alaska, and a lot of the touring around, and any event that I can go to for free, which there are a lot of. The most expensive trip we've been on so far was the train ride to Hurricane Gulch, and that's why I bring that up now because nobody's seen what I'm gonna end up having put together with it, but it's gonna be great, and there's a lot of footage. I've also considered putting up some of the raw footage that I get that is unedited, uncut when I do some of these, just putting it straight up here through a live stream so that we can just watch it and I can even talk about it as we watch the footage because that might be a way to go with it as well. Uh, because either I have to cut it down, I have to cut down 3 hour, 6 hour videos down to 17 minutes, or I have to break them up, or I can do live streams with them in it and uh, have it running live, maybe even as a 24-hour stream. That's another thing. As I get more and more content, we should be able to do more and more uh, live streaming that is showing. Because even if it's just pre-recorded, we could still talk. We could still have live streams and enjoy each other's company, and you get to see the beauty. And I think that could really work out in the long run. But I gotta still figure out a lot of these things, and the feedback is so important for me to be able to do that. So let's see. We have been streaming now almost for uh, an hour. And I don't know where my battery life is at, but we are going to be getting out and going and capturing some 360 shots, which I'm excited about. And bear with me. Enjoy this beautiful. So that actually used to be the official bridge that everyone used, and now it's only a walking bridge. So we should be able to, though, go out and check it out. I love coming here on a clear day, but today is what we got, and we are going to enjoy it because you know what it means? It means it's not cold. It because as soon as the clouds leave, it is we lose all our heat because the clouds are like having an insulator. So, and I'm just glad that the stream life has held up so well. And I may only be able to do these streams on the go when I have data for my phone, because it may not hold well after that. And there's a limited supply of Wi-Fi in Alaska. I will not say that there is none, but it is limited. And that was another thing that really pushed me towards moving toward YouTube, because I went to Seward, Alaska last summer for the 4th of July, and I tried to do Snapchat the whole way, and I was unable to because the Wi-Fi was so bad that there was nothing to do about it, and I couldn't post. It wouldn't save my shots, so I couldn't even repost them later, which, as you could tell, it just would that kills me. So, all right, folks. So I'm gonna plug my phone in here. I'm going to detach it from above where we were at. Do a little flip. Evacuate the car. Maybe. Sorry, I had to get the keys. This is officially my first time live streaming coming out here. So bear with me, folks, and I hope that you enjoy it, because I'm out here in the cold. So yeah, if you would like to support this channel, there's going to be different ways. I will be using certain links that you can go to, and then I also have other ways that you can support the channel, but the biggest one is liking and sharing it out. Help me grow it, because this is awesome, and I love showing